first meeting with Jane, the drama commissioner, and she just came out with it and said, how would you feel about bringing back Doctor Who?
I read in the newspaper that Russell was going to write Doctor Who, and it was really intriguing to me.
We did have loads of people that we were thinking about, but Chris was always in our heads.
I would never approach Chris Eccleston in a million years, I don't think. I wouldn't have thought he would be interested.
I like the idea of a writer as intelligent and rigorous as Russell writing for children, because I think, you know, if you can get them young with good stuff, as they grow older, they're going to demand good stuff of their television.
Series 1 of Doctor Who went back to the basics. This meant audiences didn't have to waste time learning about existing companions like Sarah Jane or Ace. By going back to basics and building an empire from the ground up, Russell T Davies crafted the perfect Doctor Who series. Today we take a look back at every episode of the series so we can see just how Russell built on each story week after week, and we'll then decide if this perfect series is still the perfect beginning.
With the Doctor about to burst on our screens, our cameras went behind the scenes to witness the launch of the new series.
The brand new series.
I thought it was brilliant.
There was a bit of everything. There was a bit of drama, romance, humour.
After 8 months of filming, the new series was shown to an expectant press, and our cameras were there to gauge their reaction.
It's been my life for 8 months. I've done nothing else.
The man in the TARDIS hot seat is Christopher Eccleston, who has brought the Doctor back to life after 9 years of time travel away from our screens. And with a new Doctor comes a new assistant.
It has actually been one massive adventure, this show.
Now we're in trouble.
As the filming for the new series draws to a close, Russell T Davies, the man responsible for bringing back the Doctor, can finally pause for breath.
It is the thing I am most proud of in my entire career. I absolutely love this show, and I hope you do too.
Even the Doctor's pride and joy has been treated to a makeover.
Whereas once it looked like it was a studio, now it really doesn't. It looks like it's been flying around space forever.
The TARDIS, the Dalek, the theme tune, the TARDIS sound effect. I mean, I feel very responsible towards the old series of Doctor Who because I love it. And so I'd be absolutely mad to interfere with that past. Those icons should stay intact, and I'm so delighted we didn't change one of the fundamental principles. All the basic rules are still there, because if you were going to fiddle with the basic rules, you might as well do a new series.
The interior of the TARDIS, from a technical point of view, and for Doctor Who fans, who are legion, it is a you know, an important area. And on this production, we've really gone for it. The design team have created a massive space.
I was so overwhelmed by the size, the scale of it, how beautiful it was as well. And you know, there are no limits in that TARDIS. We can do anything in that thing.
Right. Where do you want to start?
The inside's bigger than the outside.
Yes.
Sailing.
Yeah.
It's quite daunting at first for Rose. And obviously, it's a completely alien experience. It's something she's never seen before.
I've loved playing him, and I love taking part in the basic essence and message of the series, which is it's a short life, seize it and live it as fully as you can. Care for others, be respectful of all other life forms, regardless of colour or creed. To be part of that has been fantastic.
It's really slick and the music's fantastic, isn't it? It's really good.
So you can forget Buffy, that's all gone now. Doctor Who lives. It's an adventure. He used to say in the Radio Times, Doctor Who, an adventure in space and time. That's all it is.
Ready for this?
Here we go.
History.
theme tune was one of the things that I remember. But yeah, I wasn't one of these, you know, fanatic Doctor Who fans.
No, I wasn't a fan as a child, no. I was playing out when Doctor Who was on as a child. It didn't... There were key moments that I would tune in for, and that would be a regeneration. Because as a child I was fascinated by the concept of a character remaining the same but looking different. I thought that was fascinating, and secondary to that I wanted to see how they would do it, technically. And the other time I would tune in was the inside of the Dalek.
You could properly make it marvellous and blah 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 blah.
And I went, that's great, that's fine.
And she sort of went, oh yes, that's a nice idea, like they do.
He actually didn't have to tell me anything. I knew it would be impossible for Russell not to have done Doctor Who.
And I remember thinking, oh, I was really sort of kicking myself. And do you know what? The funny thing is, I wouldn't have done it again after that meeting, because I sort of walked away from that thinking, this is getting embarrassing now.
That was it. And I remember taking the train back to London thinking, okay, this is it.
It was literally that Linda Green press launch in the Lowry Hotel that forged the entire creation of Doctor Who.
Rose and the Doctor's dynamic is what sets up Series 1 for a fantastic start. With new family dynamics spreading into the TARDIS with Mother Jackie and half-boyfriend Mickey, the Doctor's life and indeed the show took its step into the modern era. The episode also used the iconic Autons as a bridge between the classics and revival, something I'm sure was intentional.
Step outside, it's the year 12,005, the new Roman Empire.
You think you're so impressive.
I am so impressive.
You wish.
She wants him to know. I know your secret, and I stand beside you.
The original sketches that we came up for Jabe involved having quite a bark-like skin and quite a pointy nose. In the end, we went through all the trees. We kind of talked about, is she an oak? No. Is she an ash? No. And in the end, we decided that she was going to be a silver birch. So that's why she had this kind of quite a smooth and shiny skin.
I don't want to call us monsters, because we're not monstrous. We are just different. I feel like I've got a crown. I'm having my crown of flowers on now. And I've got a brilliant costume. It's like a robe. It's a beautiful, beautiful dress with lots of corseting. And that immediately gives you the posture of this. She's a queen-like figure, I think. And so as soon as you step into that, and with all of this, you're the part, instantly.
I bring you in return air from my house. There's plenty to know where that came from. Doctor fancies the pants off Jabe. And there's a real sexual chemistry between her and the Doctor.
He does that very intimate thing, he breathes on her, which is wow. I'm thinking intergalactic circles, that's particularly, I don't know, erotic or something, I don't know, but nevertheless, it's for her, it's something very personal and intimate, and she likes him anyway.
What we've done in this series was, yeah, you have extraordinary looking creations like Jabe, played by Yasmin, but also they've got fantastic character. They've got a story to tell, and Jabe unearths the fact that, you know, all the Doctor's people were destroyed, and that he's the last of the Time Lords.
Please identify species. Now stop it. Identify his race. Where's he from? They're almost like partners. And right up until the end, when they know that they could both lose their lives, maybe perhaps everyone's going to lose their lives, but they're prepared to do it, and they're prepared to take the chance and see if they can save everyone. And they do. Well, but she dies in the process, but they do.
Earth death in 2 minutes.
With a drive for larger VFX shots than ever before, and a writer brave enough to mix the end of the world, Britney Spears, and a Time War-torn Doctor, this episode widened the eyes for viewers starting the show.
Creating the end of the world has tested the graphics team to the limit.
The largest episode is episode 2, where there are 203 visual effects shots, which is enormous. We have 8 weeks to create 203 shots. We're virtually creating a feature film a month. Gladiator, for example, there are about 100 effect shots, and that took 9 months.
It's a very expensive episode. That was absolutely deliberate in writing it. No episode will ever cost that much ever again, or take us that much time. It's it's meant to be a spectacular. If we don't remember that one, then we might as well pack up our bags and go home.
Conveying the size and scale of the space station is a feat in itself.
It's a mile long in its own space and needed to be textured sort of in a marble-like texture. It's a very, very good way in telling a story set in space to be able to cut outside and travel to a different part of the space station. Because obviously you're filming at a location or a set, so it's fairly static. We are able to use the model to sort of do these lovely languorous shots of exterior space station and help tell the story.
Step up from the first episode was crucial in keeping the flow of the show sustained, and made this episode quite possibly one of, if not the most important episode in the show.
I got the flight a bit wrong.
I don't care.
It's not 1860, it's 1869.
I don't care.
Episode 3 is designed to show off, you know, the range of the programme, to go back in history. You know, and I decided the template for the entire series right at the beginning of it. So it was like, you know, I wanted to go back Victorian. I wanted an episode set in Cardiff, because I think it's quite important that we're made in Cardiff. We put Cardiff on screen and get a Welsh cast in there. And I wanted Charles Dickens in there.
And set an 8.
If the Doctor's going to go back in time, he has to do it in style. But the challenge of creating a 19th century scene is not as easy as some might think.
One of the problems Doctor Who is its greatest strength can be its greatest weakness. You know, you've got the freedom to go anywhere in time and space. And that is wonderful and liberating. It can also get annoying because it means there's no anchor, there's no connection to the people watching, which is a very, very important thing. And you're only going to do that by constantly bringing Rose back to Earth. Story-wise, it feels good, it grounds it again. You know, you can go to the end of the universe, so long as you know you can come back. If you just go to the end of the universe and stay there, then you've lost me.
Right, I won't be long, I just want to see my mum.
What are you going to tell her?
And it's funny, as a cast and crew, it's like every time we come back to a Jackie and Mickey episode, there's a bit of a buzz, actually. It's like we like getting them back in.
There's implications of someone disappearing. Do you know what I mean? This is the age of CCTV everywhere. There's implications of someone being gone for more than a day before alerts start, you know, happening.
I was going to come and see you.
Someone owes Mickey an apology.
I'm sorry.
I think they kept her coming back because it was to show how it affected her mother and her boyfriend.
Go online and pretend you're a doctor.
I am a doctor.
Prove it. Stitch this, mate.
The Doctor cares about humanity and other races generally, but he's not great one-on-one. He sort of avoids one-on-one situations.
I can't tell her. I can't even begin. She's never going to forgive me. And I missed a year.
So he doesn't want to get into all that messy area of feelings, and he has huge feelings for the world, but domestic, he doesn't like domestic. He doesn't do domestic.
I don't do families.
She slapped you.
900 years of time and space, and I've never been slapped by someone's mother.
Your face.
It hurts.
It's so gay.
In episodes 4 and 5, this imperfect race are under threat once again.
We are the Slitheen.
And have the honour of forming the first cliffhanger of the new series.
I have my doubts about the necessity of constant cliffhangers all the time.
Thank you all for wearing your ID cards.
I think when you get them right, they're magnificent.
They'll help to identify the bodies.
At the end of episode 4 is the most exciting thing in the world, and your scalp rises off your head because it's so brilliant. I don't think you can hit that all the time, and time will prove us right. You know, I'll be hopefully sitting in a year's time discussing series 2 and working out whether we were right about cliffhangers or not, but so far I think we are.
Deadly to humans, maybe.
And of course, it's UNIT who also come to the rescue in 2005.
It says password.
Say again.
It's asking for the password.
Buffalo, 2 Fs, 1 L. I think his great wish for the human race is that they'll expand the minds, open the minds. The Doctor's tremendously open-minded, which again is a good quality for a television hero to have.
Maybe this is it. First contact. the day mankind officially comes into contact with an alien race. I'm not interfering, because you've got to handle this on your own.
He seems very fond of the human race, but equally, if the human race behaves unpleasantly towards an alien, he takes it very personal, obviously. He calls them stupid apes, and he gets very frustrated with their cruelty and their negativity.
He had a mission, which I think was to appreciate the beautiful things in life. That's what he was trying to show. You know, violence is not necessary. You know, you don't have to kill people. You can love a sunset and the smell of a flower.
And yet there's the other side to him, which is kind of ruthless, brutal pragmatist. If something or somebody is threatening the human race or existence, he'll kill it. Leave this planet or I'll stop you.
What? You? Trapped in your box?
I like the idea of this character going out at 7 o'clock because he's not cosy for kids. He's not comfortable. The series doesn't duck that there are difficult decisions to be made in life.
There's a way out.
What?
There's always been a way out.
Then why do we use it?
Because I can't guarantee your daughter will be safe.
Don't you dare. Whatever it is, don't you dare.
That's the thing, if I don't dare, everyone dies.
He feels himself to be the last of the Time Lords, and there's a dark secret there, which gives him a sadness, the fact that he has no home.
Do it.
You don't even know what it is, you just let me.
Yeah.
And there's a loneliness to the Doctor, which is key to his relationship with Rose.
Please, Doctor, please. She's my daughter. She's just a kid.
He's basically saying, I'm lonely. I want somebody to come with me. And Rose has her own secret kind of tragedy. And that's what brings them together.
So the Doctor has saved mankind once again, but his next visit to Earth will surely test his own humanity to the limit.
With the show and its characters further grounded from the ever-evolving family dynamics, Russell T Davies continues to potentially write the perfect opening to a show 60 years old, with elements such as UNIT playing a role without knowledge of their classic elements needed, and of course one of the show's most iconic parts, the Daleks.
There was a kind of different level of energy on the set the day of the Daleks.
Oh, he's lovely.
Grown men, you know, with a gleam in their eye because of these pepper pot, these things, you know.
I was absolutely hysterical. It was just amazing. To turn this corridor corner and see this beautiful bronze gleaming thing zooming towards me, it was so exciting.
It's marvellous. It's marvellous. Oh, Ed, it's fantastic.
Oh, it was all my own work. all these people here have nothing to do with it.
No, indeed.
I have a confession. I didn't actually watch Doctor Who when I was younger. And I find it quite hard to believe that Daleks were really that scary. However, when I meet people, the first thing they say is, A, they hid behind the sofa when the Dalek came on, and B, the music really freaked them out as well. And I understand how big of a deal this episode is. It's something that everybody will remember, so not much pressure.
Dalek is what everybody knows a Dalek to be, and so we didn't want to tamper with the basic design of it, because it is so fantastic and so iconic. So we haven't really, and so, you know, when it first trundles onto the screen, you will absolutely recognise what it is.
Rose, where are you? Rose, did you make it?
Just about to shoot the scene where the Dalek has cornered Rose, and she didn't manage to make it under the sliding door. So it's Rose's goodbye, what she thinks is her goodbye to the Doctor, and then her confrontation with the Dalek, and you know, asking him what his plan is, what he's waiting for, and, you know, kind of waiting to die, really. It's very sad. Sorry, it was a bit slow. See you then, Doctor. I thought it was going to be really hard acting opposite either things that aren't actually there or pieces of metal. The scripts are so human and so very emotional that you can't help but get caught up in the dialogue, and I think that helps you give a genuine kind of reaction to what these, you know, metal creatures are saying.
The episode Dalek is an emotional character piece, helping to further grow the relationship of our TARDIS team. This character evolution is continued through every episode in the series leading up to the finale, adding in new characters who don't quite earn their stay, visiting loved ones and showing the true emotional value that the show can hold, and not to mention, of course, the horrific elements of turmoil and terror. But all of that is nothing without a good finale.
One of the very first ideas I had for this whole series was game shows gone mad.
What if reality TV got so out of hand that, people died?
But I'm not supposed to be here.
Well, it says Rose on the front here.
As a television fan myself, and I love those sort of programs, I couldn't resist sort of saying what will happen to those in 200,000 years' time.
Welcome to the weakest link.
Where Captain Jack is transmitted into this game show world and is basically playing along with them and trying to figure out what is happening and where the Doctor and Rose have gone. And in the process, he gets defabricated and ends up standing stark naked in front of two robots, and that's been quite fun.
It's funny, that's the only thing in the entire series where BBC editorial policy stepped in and said you can't do that, in that you were meant to see Captain Jack's bum, and it was shot. But it's the only area where they stepped in and said, oh, you're just going too far, which I don't agree with. I've seen men's bums on Neighbours.
So I'm really upset about that. I've had a lot of things cut. You can cut dialogue, you can cut everything else, but I'm most upset about my butt being cut.
Light off. Excellent. And now it's time for the face-off.
Perverse kind of fun comes out of blowing something up that you spent weeks building. I don't know why.
I knew there was a big war on the way, and frankly, for war, you need soldiers. Because I'm still not happy with the thought, particularly of Rose picking up a gun and shooting people. The Doctor would never do that.
Don't shoot! Oh, don't be so thick, like I was ever going to shoot.
That's why Jack was absolutely essential to build him up as a soldier, and a very happy soldier as well.
200 ships. More than 2,000 on board each one. That's just about 500,000 of them.
Having done a very personal Dalek story in episode 6, it's time to say, actually, all that stuff that I believe in my head, I didn't need to see on screen. All your great big Dalek fleets, but now, in 2005, we actually have an opportunity to say, look, there are 200 Dalek spaceships. It was all to get everyone in place for the final climactic battle.
We have your associate. You will obey or she will be exterminated.
The extraordinary thing that Rose does in episode 13 is to again be the Doctor's equal and to finally match him with a gesture that is so noble and strong and heroic and clever as well.
The Doctor always said the TARDIS was telepathic. This thing is alive. Listen.
It's not listening now, is it?
It's something that the Doctor maybe doesn't expect. I mean, when he sends her back in the TARDIS, he's very, very confident that she's not coming back and very, very heartbroken because of that. As far as he's concerned, it's final and that's that, and he's never going to see her or the TARDIS again. Having had that beat of loneliness when he sends her away, which is so heartbreaking, it's so beautiful and amazing that she does come back for him, because he doesn't think that she will.
I looked into the TARDIS, and the TARDIS looked into me.
You looked into the time vortex, Rose. No one's meant to see that.
Finally, he's put in the position again where, instead of giving your life for Time Lords and Daleks and great big mythological concepts that are very much off stage, it's for Rose. It's for that 19-year-old shop girl from planet Earth who is braver than brave and more loyal than anyone else in the universe. She is dying, and he gives his life for her. Never mind wars, never mind epic mythology, never mind all that grandstand stuff. It's absolutely personal, and he's at his most human. Right at the end, he does a very, very human thing and gives his life.
When he kisses her, it's not only the thing that he's wanted to do throughout the entire series, but it gives him peace because he's letting go of the burden of the Time Lords being destroyed, and he's saving the one that he loved. The Time Lords, they were his people, but he loves this girl,
Rose Tyler.
There's something about the way the Ninth Doctor regenerates, which feels very different to the way the other Doctors have regenerated in the past, because he tries to prepare Rose for what's coming in a way that he tries to make it easier for her.
Time Lords have this little trick. It's sort of a way of cheating death. Except it means I'm going to change.
In the moment before what effectively is his death, and what he's concerned to do for her is to, in a way, try and keep it light and not to scare her.
Before I go, I just want to tell you, you were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I.
So with touching on every episode of the series and picking apart the earlier episodes in detail as to why they are so fantastic, does the whole series still come together to make the perfect beginning 18 years on? Well, for now, yes. But with season 1 rapidly approaching, only time will tell if it stays that way. So that's it. Please subscribe. There's going to be a lot more videos edited a lot differently to this one from now on. This is kind of the last one edited in this way, but it was also the first one of me kind of being on camera again, so you know, that's a plus which we'll be continuing on. It's just the kind of editing in between is going to be basically revolutionised and completely redone. So please do subscribe if you have liked this video, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.